What is going on, ReZero fans, and welcome back to another ReZero video on the channel. You know what day it is, it's a Wednesday where I'm recording this, and because it's Wednesday, the ReZero episode has been released, and oh my god, if you were bored in last week's episode for whatever reason, then that fix is up now. That fix is up now because so much fucking shit has happened this episode. Oh my fucking god. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into all of it because I am fucking gassed. It was an extended episode. Up to half an hour, 29 minutes to be exact, half an hour. And oh my god, a lot of shit happened. I was locked in throughout the entirety of the extended episode, and I just left with a smile on my face, low-key, because I was like, damn, everything was so good. Like, the lighting was good, the atmosphere in today's episode, I was like, holy shit, the music that plays, especially during the reveals, and the emotional like take that happens in a specific scene that we're going to get into. Holy fucking shit, they fucking cooked. And I said it last week that from that point on, everything is going to keep getting better and better and better. But yeah, I fucking loved today's episode. But yes, enough of my rambling and glazing. Let's get into the episode's context. So the episode starts off with Subaru suggesting the group go up and read Estrella's Book of the Dead in order to find a weakness for defeating him. Subaru doesn't believe that Reed has been alive for 400 years or more, and if he has, it's hard to believe he'd spent his time waiting around due to his personality. What Subaru doesn't know is that more than 70% of the people he's sitting with at the table are over 100 years old and more. 4 Shawlers sitting right there. A girl who has spent decades upon decades waiting and waiting for her master in this tower. Subaru has a heart-to-heart with Julius before entering the archive. Subaru says he knows why Julius feels so uncomfortable around Subaru, and that's because he's aware that something happened between Julius and the pre-amnesia Subaru Natsuki. He may not know the details of what went down between the two, but what he does know is Julius is the strongest person in their party, and the only one who can actually truly stand up to Reed. Julius says he's already lost twice to Reed, but Subaru counters the argument like the Chad he is, and basically says, you may have lost twice previously to Reed in front of the eyes of Subaru Natsuki, but to this Subaru, the Subaru I am now, yeah, I haven't seen a battle go down yet between the two of you, so this time, make sure to win, so that this new first time ends in a victory, which ends up giving Julius newfound courage to face an upcoming battle. In the archive now, Meili was able to find Reed's Book of the Dead, where the group now tackled a new dilemma upon them, of who will open it and read its contents. Subaru says that they can't know for sure that reading Reed's book leads to the memory loss, but that he's the best candidate to read it just in case. Because of course, if somebody else read it and lost their memories the way Subaru did, the party would have had to deal with not 1, but 2 people with memory loss. Subaru opens Reed's book where he finds himself in a rather mysterious location, and holy shit, the person who stands before him is one of the Sin Archbishops of Gluttony, Rui Arnab, and oh my god, this is where it starts to get very fucking good, like locked in moment for me, 100%, because not only are we seeing Rui Arnab, one of the Sin Archbishops of Gluttony, again since season 3, where she made her appearance, but the lore drops are insane. We find out in this moment of time that she is the reason that Subaru lost his memories, which was like a whole like mystery to anime on this, especially during Core 1, where it's revealed that she is responsible for the reason Subaru is like how he is now. But that's not the only thing that gets revealed. There's so many fucked up kind of shit that goes on after this point of her reveal, and we're gonna get into it. Now, this scene gave me immense goosebumps. During this scene, it's now uncovered the truth behind Subaru's memory loss. The person behind it was none other than Rui Arnab, who devoured Subaru's memories. She begins hitting Subaru with knowledge she shouldn't have the right of knowing, such as targeting Subaru's hidden insecurity of how he may have let his mother and father down by disappearing out of nowhere from their lives. And another thing I wanted to mention that Subaru kind of took as a joke before Rui kind of told him, in a sense, that she was the reason that he lost his memories. So what she said during this moment, Subaru took as a joke, because obviously this is before he found out that she was the reason of the memory loss, and obviously how she has knowledge of stuff that she shouldn't know about him. She goes on about her brothers. Obviously, she's talked about Libai, Takaitos, and Roy, which are also St. Archbishops of Gluttony. She mentions her brothers, and that kind of makes Subaru kind of, in a joking sense, jealous, because he mentions he's an only child, which Rui responds with, that could not be the case anymore. And obviously Subaru takes this as a joke, because in his eyes, he's just responding to her saying, damn, you have siblings, I'm an only child, so I don't know what it's like to have siblings. Where Rui kind of says, well, that may not be the case anymore. You don't know, Subaru. Like, you could have a sibling now, and you just wouldn't know. And Subaru kind of takes it at face value, and is like, don't tell me that, because that's kind of, like, weird. Like, damn, I don't want to think about my parents having another child, especially in this current circumstances that I'm in. But what he doesn't know is that Rui actually does know what kind of circumstance he's in, as that, which makes the whole thing fucked up. She knows that, like, I'm pretty sure she knows about the whole Subaru's from another world, about his mother and father, and she basically uses she basically says this as in a kind of a, I don't even know the way she says it, but it's kind of like a hidden attack in a sense, with like, you know, you up and disappeared from your mother and father's lives. You don't know what's going on with them. They don't know what's going on with you. They could have another kid. You might have a brother or sister and you wouldn't know, because you're in this new world. They could have just replaced you, is what she's trying to say. They could have had another kid to fill the void of Subaru's disappearance out of nowhere. And Subaru wouldn't even know. Like, he could have a sibling. We don't know what's currently going on in the outside world with his mother and father. All we know really is what the author confirmed, is that they are depressed. They're in a depressed state, constantly putting up wanted posters, currently putting up missing person posters of Subaru. But what we don't know is they could have another kid. They could have had another child. We don't know. And obviously Subaru doesn't know, and he will never get to know. And that kind of was like an instant impact on me when she said, like, I wouldn't count your chickens before they hatch, Subaru. You could have a sibling. You could be like me. You could have a brother. You just don't know. But obviously Subaru takes this as a kind of a hidden joke. He doesn't take it as seriously, because this is before she mentions the whole memory loss and that she's the reason for it. Which kind of makes the whole thing fucked up after she says it to him, because he's like, damn, she knows things she shouldn't know. She knows about my mum and dad. She knows that I've just disappeared from their lives. And another thing that she knows about is, yes, return by death. Now, we don't know the extent of what she knows about return by death, but what she does know is that Subaru is capable of dying and restarting to a checkpoint, which is basically return by death. To put it simply, so we could say that she does know the full extent of return by death, because she asks him at face value, how many times did it take to get to the point you are in there? And that's basically saying she knows. She knows that he's able to go back to a certain point. She knows death is like a recurring playable thing in order to activate return by death. Like, death holds a factor in how return by death works, which is something Roswell doesn't know. Roswell knows Subaru is able to go back, but he doesn't know that it takes dying to go back to that checkpoint. Rui, on the other hand, she's obsessed with the fascination of dying. If we find out Rui has had a newfound taste, she wants to know what it's like to die. She wants to know the true feeling of what it's like to be in a state of dying and then to just die. And that's why she's so obsessed with wanting to eat this new Subaru's memories, because his deaths are so recent. And you know what I mean, a lot of stuff came out, a lot of knowledge came out. She knows about return by death, as obviously she asks him how many times did it take to get to this point, and whereas Subaru responds it took 5 times. She knows about Subaru's mom and dad. You know what I mean, she knows so much shit, and she only knows that because she ate the previous NATSUKI Subaru's memories. And you know what I mean, it's just like I said, reveal after reveal. Now, the place they are at is what I want to talk about as well. They are in a place called the Corridor of Memories. And pretty much what this place is, it's a dimensional spiritual resting place where the memories of the deceased are stored and processed into the books of the dead, which is where Rui has been residing. While Subaru and Rui's conversation happens, an attack on the tower begins. Multiple Marbeasts rush the tower as Shola, Julius, Amelia and Ram head off to defend the place. We get to see Shorla Aura Farm here with her multiple Hell Snipe attack, finally getting to see her outside of her goofy self, whereas Amelia and Ram run into Libata Kaitos, another Sin Archbishop of Gluttony, inside the tower. Back to the conversation between Rui and Subaru. Rui reveals to Subaru her true intentions. She wants to know what it's like to die. Subaru says, if you're the one who ate my memories previously, wouldn't you know what it's like? But she calls those memories old and untasteful. She wants to know what it's like dying more recently, as she's tasted so many different memories and experiences, but one unknown taste she wants to know and understand is the taste of dying and to die. Rui begins tormenting Subaru, trying to push him to reject the idea of getting his old memories back and to completely reject Subaru Natsuki, as she can't eat the same person twice. She says if you get your old memories back, the current you will be overwritten, and that's the same as completely dying. This new Subaru has made completely new experiences. You know what I mean? This new Subaru that we've got to know in Core 1 and then Core 2 is, you know what I mean? We obviously got to know his experiences are completely unique. They belong to him, his new self. The connections that he's had with the party are completely unique and to himself. Everything he's gone through, those are his unique memories. And it goes back to what Rui was saying, memories are make who we are. This Subaru has had completely different experiences, memories, everything, which is completely different from the Subaru that we are used to knowing. And what she's basically trying to do, she's trying to basically, not rage bait him in a sense, but make him scared of trying to get back the old Subaru Natsuki. She tries to make him scared by saying, if you get your old memories back, the you now that's living, that's got to know these new people and experiences, will completely disappear, and that's the same as dying. And if that wasn't enough to scare Subaru into completely rejecting getting back his old memories, she goes a step further, filling his mind with like words of like the old Subaru Natsuki, of how he was like this selfish person, that he had like a god complex with his friends, the friends that this Subaru has got to meet. She goes on to saying how she's basically trying to show this new Subaru that the old Subaru had a god complex in a sense, how he treated and truly thought about his old friends. Basically, we know this is untrue. We know the old Subaru, or should we say Natsuki Subaru, loves his friends and what he did to fight for them. We know what it's like, but obviously she knows that this Subaru doesn't know about his past self, so she's trying to shove this whole selfish, god-complexed version of himself in order to try and further push the narrative of, you don't want to get your old memories back, you don't want to bring back the old Subaru Natsuki, because the old Subaru Natsuki is a god-complexing, selfish motherfucker, and if you bring him back, he replaces you and you disappear. You know what I mean? She's trying so hard to kind of push Subaru to rejecting Subaru, in a sense. When it looks like Rui is about to prevail, an invisible figure begins walking towards them. Subaru thinks it's his old self emerging to stop him from killing Subaru Natsuki. Rui asks, who is it that you're speaking to? Nobody else is there, it's just us two. When the figure finally takes physical form in front of Subaru. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the figure is none other than Rem herself. And she's here again to save Subaru in a time of need. And this made me so fucking happy, because obviously we know back in season 1, Rem played a huge role of saving Subaru. When Subaru was about to give up, Rem played a huge role of making sure that didn't happen. She saved him, she called him her hero. And it was such a moment that meant so much to us and to Subaru himself. It changed Subaru's whole mental process in that moment. He was so close to giving up and rejecting everything and everyone, and Rem saved him from that way of thinking. And even in season 2, she had little moments of just saving him. She plays such a crucial role in saving Subaru, and here she is again when Subaru, this new Subaru, is about to give up. She appears yet again to save him, and you know what I mean? It just goes to show, despite memory loss, despite a whole new Subaru Natsuki, Rem is there. Rem is there to save him. She tells Subaru to stand up multiple times, and that if he's capable of standing up on his legs, he's capable of continuing on the fight and to not give up. Subaru asks this person, who he doesn't really even know, what makes her say these things to him. Where we hear her yet again call him the iconic line, "It's because you're my hero." Deep roots awaken within Subaru, Words he's never heard before but have severe deep meaning to him. Not only does he have the confidence in this scene to continue on fighting and reject Rui, but he awakens his new authority, Corleonis, an authority he achieves but remained dormant after defeating Regulus Corneus. And yes, here we go again. Rem saves Subaru yet again. She calls him her hero, and something deep within awakens in Subaru, and I believe this is the old past Subaru self. Kind of like with how the muscle memory awakens within him when it's needed most. It's kind of like muscle memory. It's kind of like feelings now in a sense as well. It's awakened. The old Subaru kind of comes out. Those words mean so much to him. Even to this new Subaru. He has never heard those words in his life. You are my hero. But the second I said, something awakens deep inside of him. And it's what now pushes him to continue on fighting and completely reject Rui's advances to make Subaru, basically kill Subaru. I just think the attention to detail in this episode was absolutely fucking amazing. Like, when Subaru awakens Corleonis, instead of him saying that he's unlocked it or something like that, it shows the constellation right behind him, which I just think was amazing, crazy detail. And the second thing I want to mention is the whole episode is called Stand Up, and Rem repeatedly saying to Subaru to stand up is a complete parallel to Season 2, when Subaru realised that the Rem before him was a fake. He said the real Rem would shout at me and say stand up, and I just think it was absolutely beautifully well done. Subaru declares his name in front of Rui, completely defeating her mental games and torments. Subaru exits the corridor of memories as Rui begins crashing the fuck out, shouting over and over, and how could she have failed? She had him right where she wanted him. Where did she go wrong? He says, don't think this is over, Subaru Natsuki. I will devour your memories, as we see creepy and melancholic flashbacks to the first time Subaru, before his memory loss, met Rui, how she divided herself in two, and all I can get from this scene is how she went about eating Subaru's memories for the first time, as the episode ends there. But yes, holy fucking shit, what a crazy fucking episode that we got to witness, ladies and gents. We honestly got to see so much. Oh, that's my phone with the script. We honestly got to see so much happen this episode. It's insane. The attack on the tower, we got to see how it starts. You know what I mean? The Marbies just start rushing. We know Lloyd Batakaitos is there in the tower now. We get to learn about the corridor of memories. That's where Subaru and Rui were at. It's a dimension it's a spiritual place where the memories of the deceased are processed before they become books of the dead. We got to obviously see Rui. We got to learn finally that she's the reason Subaru is like this with his memory loss, and that she devoured his memories. We got to learn that what she learned. She learned about Subaru's basic past self in a sense before he got isekai'd. Yeah, I mean, she knows about his insecurities. She knows what really gets to him in a sense. She knows about return by death. This is a big one. Yeah, I mean, it's not just a kid in there that knows. Rui is aware of it now too. She knows that dying. Yeah, I mean, she's so fascinated now with the idea of feeling what it's like to be able to die and to go back. It's crazy, you know. It's crazy how many reveals we got. But yes, crazy fucking episode yet again. Absolute cinema, absolute cinema. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like. Comment down in the comment section down below what you thought of the episode. And yeah, holy fucking shit. I could ramble on for ages. I really could. But time's getting on. I'm in 21 minutes into this video. I have to edit it. It might be shorter after the editing, but I don't like to leave videos too long. Whereas if I really wanted to, I could. I could sit here and ramble about everything all day. Because this episode was peak. I could talk. But I also don't want to upload a super long video. I like to try and keep my videos as short as possible. Not as short as possible, but of relevance. But yes, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, leave a like. And tell me down in the comment section down below what you thought of today's video and what you thought of the episode. Because, yeah, holy fucking shit, a lot went down. A lot really went down. You know what I mean? So many reveals. We finally got to learn how Subaru lost his memories, who was behind it, what Rui knows. The attack on the tower's happening right now. Cooking. That's all I can say, but cooking. But yes, thank you all for watching again, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Peace out!